Hi guys, it's Matt Steady again. If you've been following my updates, you'll know that this week I've mostly been recording Theory of Ruins. And if you watched yesterday's update, you'll have seen Ian and me jamming it live for you, which was really fun. And now, when we played that live, we were going through my interface into the computer, into Ableton, and so the guitars actually had the effects, and so did the vocals, had the effects that we're going to use on the actual recording. This is a nice kind of test run for us, really. So what I thought was I'd take you through what I've recorded so far, and yeah.
So first of all, the kind of swampy guitar sounds. For any kind of guitar geeks out there, this is the rack. It's called Shimmer Delay. It's got a compressor, a phaser, going into a Tweedman amp and a matched cabinet. It's got tape echo on there, and then it's got some shenanigans with a volume pedal and a pitch pedal and some spring reverb.
It sounds kind of nice and swampy. Quite a lot of the guitars on the last album, whilst they were quite raw, did sound quite clean. So I didn't have a huge amount of crazy effects on them or anything like that. So I am consciously trying to go for a slightly different sound. There's no point making two albums exactly the same, is there? But this is kind of what I feel like I should be doing at the moment. So you'll hear a slightly different guitar sound on here than you might have done on Feels Like Coming Home. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's the guitar. I've put some MIDI drums down using EZdrummer, which is a fantastic way of just knocking up backing for tracks. I only use them as preliminaries really before Nicholas gets his hands on them. But I found a really nice one that's got a lovely kick drum that is a bit syncopated and actually goes as a counterpoint to the main beat of the guitar, and it works really nicely. So let me just play that for you.
Okay.
So after that, I've recorded some bass guitar. I am using the 6-string fretless again. I'm not particularly using it in a very fretless manner, and I'm playing it quite differently than I normally do. First of all, I'm using a pick because I wanted a kind of a bit more attack, a bit more thud. And you'll also notice I'm not playing long sustained notes, which I often do. I'm keeping it short and chunky, boom, boom, boom. So I haven't fiddled with the sound very much. This is basically pretty much it coming straight out, going into a guitar rig amp. Very inspiring. I can tell you're inspired. I've got it so it's locked into the kick drum, and it works really well together like that. So it does need a little bit of tidying up, but I'm really pleased with how that's going actually. So what I'm going to do now, I've also got some lead guitar with a kind of I've rolled the tone knob right the way down to kind of get a creamy smooth sound on it, which is a little bit different from what I normally do as well. So I'm going to play you the chunky guitar at the beginning, then the drums and the bass are going to come in together, and then the lead guitar over the top, and then you'll hear some of my vocals coming in. Okay, so you'll get a good idea of where the song's going.
sign for more than life, extending past the fall, gratefully crumbling into legend. What's left behind, never ending.
Okay, so that's kind of what I've done there. In the chorus, which comes in a bit later, it gets a little bit heavier. The bass starts thumping down, and it's got a slightly different guitar sound. So that's quite fun. You'll notice the bass, I'm using a technique called, I think it's pedaling, where basically I'm playing almost the same note over and over and over again to start off with, and it kind of gives it a stability, and even though the chords are moving about, it gives the sound a stability. But halfway through the song, it starts to branch out and do a little bit more, which just adds a different twist to it and keeps it from being monotonous and the same all the way through. So that was quite fun. I enjoyed playing the bass on that one. It was good. So the really frustrating thing for me is the vocals. Again, I'm struggling with the old vocals. Quite pleased with the verses. They're coming out nice, and the choruses aren't too bad. But the second chorus, it's mostly all within my kind of sweet spot of my voice, the low, nice resonant low part, which I've been working on quite hard. But the second chorus, I want it to go up an octave at the end, just to give it something a bit different and to add some kind of punctuation. And it sounds like it's the right thing to do when I hear it. So I do want to do that. But what I'm finding is when I'm going up that octave, I'm straining and I'm struggling, and it's just not coming out right. Now, it's really not that high, it has to be said. And if I wanted to sing it with a head voice, again, it would be, or a falsetto, it would be super easy. But it's not the sound I want to go for. I want it to sound like it's got chest voice in there. It's kind of, you know what I mean. Bit rockier. But I am struggling with that. So I'm probably going to book a lesson with my vocal coach, Carol Leeming, and see what she says. Although she's probably going to tell me just not to sing that high. But I think it's doable with some practice. And I'm actually going to upload this track as it is now to the people in the subscribers Facebook group, so they can hear it with my dodgy vocals in. Got nothing to hide here. Singers don't get everything right every time, and I think it's a good thing to do. So I'm going to do that, but I am going to work very hard on my vocals and see if I can get them any better. Of course, I am a bit of a jack of all trades and master of none. Playing all these different instruments and trying to sing, you never quite get as much practice on any one area as you'd like to. And you find you have to pick it up, practice it for a specific part or a specific role, and get it better for when you need it, rather than keeping everything at 100% all the time. But yes, so rest of the week, my aim is to get a really good set of vocals recorded for this. I'm quite happy where the music's coming. Needs a bit more of a guitar solo at the end, and just something to break it up and give it a bit more interest. But I am really pleased with how the song's coming on. I love the kind of slightly swampy feel, and I think it's going to be a really good one. If you aren't subscribed, go to freedownloads.mattsteady.com. You can sign up there. You'll get a newsletter, a free download pack, and access to the Facebook group. See you tomorrow.